Okay, so this is a word problem. A store sells running shoes and hiking boots. The store makes $25 profit, that is, makes money, revenue, from the sale of running shoes and $50 from the sale of hiking boots. One afternoon, one second here. One afternoon, the company sold 14 pairs of footwear for a total profit of $450. How many pairs of each type of footwear were sold? They're asking you for the solution. Whenever there's a word problem, you need to um, define variables. You need to tell us, like, if you're going to use x and y, you have to tell us what x and y represent. Okay, so I'm going to use let R be running shoes, and let H be hiking shoes. Okay, and we're told that the store makes a profit of 25 for every running shoe and 50 from every hiking boot. So there's a dollar amount associated with them, and there's also a dollar amount here, the total profit. So it's the 25 and the 50 which will be the coefficients for running and hiking, because if you make 25 for every running shoe and $50 for every hiking shoe, that should amount to 450. So whatever combination of pairs that you're going to come up with has to equal the 450. So that's your first equation. Then there's another one that one afternoon the company sold 14 pairs. So in total, between these two, oh, I'm using X and Y, sorry. I'm so used to using X and Y. R and H, right? You can use X and Y, that's fine. And we also know that R plus H, because the number of running and hiking shoes combined would be 14, sorry, not 15, 14. Okay, so now you're asked to solve the system. Again, I would use substitution, right? Because I can just say R is going to be negative H plus 14, or 14 minus H, that's fine. So I'm going to sub into the first one. And it's okay if you flip them, right? If you have first come up with that or that, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to take this and substitute. Because I started with my second equation, I'm going to substitute it into the first one. So we have 25 negative H plus 14, and that is plus 50H is equal to 450. Okay, and then we distribute, so we've got negative 25H plus, we have 10 times, right? 10 times 25 is 250 plus another 100, so that's 350 plus 50H is equal to 450. Let's combine like terms. We have 25H and we have 450 minus 350, because the 350 comes over subtracting, so 25H is equal to 100. We divide both sides by 25. H is equal to 4. Okay, and the next one we need to find is R. So we take this, sub into 1 or 2, and I think the second one is probably the easiest, right? So we're going to go R plus H is equal to 14. I'm going to write it out. Then it's R plus 4 is equal to 14. R is going to be 14 minus 4. R is equal to 10. Okay. So we're going to verify. And that shouldn't take too long. Let's make a T here. Left hand side, right hand side. We're going to go 25 R plus 50H So be careful that you copy everything correctly. So 25 times 10 plus 50 times 4, that would be, this would give you 250 plus 200, right? 250 plus 200, and that is 450. So left hand side equals right hand side. Do another check here, and that is r plus h is equal to 14. R is 10, h is 4, 14 is equal to 14, so left hand side is equal to right hand side. So 10, make sure you get your x and y right. This is our x, right? 10, 4 is the solution. But it's a word problem, so we need to define, right? And what do they say? How many of each, right? The store sold 10 running shoes, 10 running and 4 hiking shoes. Okay, this is a must to have a statement at the end, okay? It's a word problem, all right? That's it for the word problem. Let's keep going. Number 6, predict the number of solutions and justify your answer, okay? Now, this is probably, like you watched it in Study Matrix, you touched on this, right? But these, when two lines have the same slope and different y-intercept, right? So A, same slope, different y-intercepts. That means that, right, one y-intercept is at 7 there, and it's a positive slope. The other one is at -1, and they're parallel, right? That is parallel lines, and therefore no solution. They will never cross, they will never meet. Never meet, right? Never meet. All right? So that's for A. For B, sometimes you have to do a little bit of work, right? So we're gonna rewrite this one. So 2y is equal to -x plus 7. I'm gonna divide both of them by 2. Y is equal to -1/2 x plus 7 over 2. And the other one, so I'm gonna circle this, right? And the other one is 10y is equal to -5x plus 35. So what I'm doing is rewriting it to make it into slope intercept, because then it's easier to see. And that would be -1/2 x and plus 35 over 10. 5 goes in there 7 times, and you always have to write your answer in reduced fractions, by the way. And 2. So we're talking about same slope, same y-intercept, right? Coinciding lines. Like it's basically the same line, right? So literally you would just have this, right? Plus 7.5. Oh, it's a negative slope. So we would end up with something like this. Plus 7.5, that's 3.5, so somewhere here, and you'd have a negative slope. So the line would look like this. So same line. So we have infinite solutions. Infinite solutions, infinite number of solutions, because every single point on one line is also on the second line. It's like two stacked lines or the same lines, right? So you have that scenario. And C, let me see. Um, these are, right, different slopes. They're already rewritten, so it's already rewritten. So different slopes, but you're saying, Mr. Dirksen, one is positive, one is negative. Yeah, but they're different slope. One is going this way, negative, and the other one is going that way, so they're gonna cross, right? If the slopes are different, they are gonna cross, right? Different slopes. Y-intercept does not matter. Like it could have the same y-intercept. If they have different slopes, they are two different lines. And if the y-intercept is the same, then obviously that's where they're crossing, right? One solution, right? And I will make the graph plus 5. They both have the same y-intercept. One has a negative slope, one has a positive slope. So one solution, right? So you need to, as soon as the slope is different, so if I asked you to write, if I just gave you that, it's like, hey, come up with a line that would make a system where there's one solution. Oh, it's like just come up with a different slope, and that's it, right? That's all you need to do. How could you make a line with infinite number of solutions? How could you come up? So I'm just going to come up with an example, right? Another line that would have infinite number of solutions, just multiply everything by the same constant. So if you multiply everything by 3, that'd be 3x plus 6y is equal to 21, right? These two lines would be exactly the same line once you rewrite it. So you just got to keep that in mind. Number 7. See how we do there. Number 7, do that here. Given 2x minus 3y, write a second equation to that linear system that will have no solution. So no solution. How are we going to do that? No solution. Same slope, different y-intercept. Okay, that's all we need to look for. So what we want to do is, there's a couple things you can do here. You can rewrite this into general form and then just get your slope and your y-intercept, or we just take the 2x minus 3y and rewrite it. Okay, so that would be negative 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 8. So what we did is brought the 2x over, subtracting, divide everything by negative 3. So y is equal to 2/3 x minus 8 over 3. Just leave it like that. So this is the original rewritten. So we want the same slope. So we're going to come up with an equation. Okay, same slope, 2/3 x, and just change this. We can go plus 8 over 3, right? Or whatever other y-intercept you want. Maybe just be very clear and say plus 4, done, right? Then it's completely different. You don't have to worry about it. For B, one solution. So all you need is a different slope. So y is equal to 4x minus 5, right? This doesn't matter. You could have left it, we could have left it at negative 8 over 3 actually. It's up to you. And time is running out. Infinite number of solutions. We're going to take 2x minus 3y is equal to 8 and just multiply that by 3. Everything. So that's 6x minus 9y is equal to 24. That's it. Okay? That's the best way of coming up with one. Or you just state the exact same equation again. Now, if I wanted this in general form or whatever, you would have to rewrite it and convert it to general form. Let me just pause. This is if you wanted it in general form. I just rewrote them, okay? That's it for this video.